So it is first and goal for UMass at the 7.
First and goal inside the 8-yard line.
Oh.
Flash in the field.
The left side of that offensive line is having trouble getting on the same page here.
Illegal motion, UMass.
That must have been a first sound snap, because he just, when he got the line of scrimmage, he basically put his hand down and went offside. We'll see it. Left guard number 73 really going before the quarterback, even underneath the center. Making it hard for themselves.
McNeely, that's nearly picked off. As he had his signals crossed, McNeely did with Kevin Burgoyne, who turned the wrong way.
See McNeely dropping back. It's a timing pattern. He's looking for a slant by that inside receiver, and the inside receiver does a flat pattern. They're not on the same page. UMass has been out of their rhythm. They don't like the second and third and longs, but so far this afternoon we've seen them come up with some big plays.
Rockington the setback. Ingolia in motion. Quarterback draw. McNeely snuffed out this time by Anthony Primavera, who got a hold of McNeely when it looked like he might go somewhere. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 9-yard line, or just inside the 10.
Down in that red zone, UMass thinks they can run that play that we saw in the first half when McNeely took it in for the touchdown on 3rd and 9. Here we had second on about the 12-yard line, running that same quarterback draw.
3rd down and goal now from the 9. UMass pass nearly picked in the end zone. Stefanski there after the tip. And apparently UMass is going to go for the field goal here, as they are now just
Don Hubbard
12 on 3rd down.
Don Hubbard on the coverage. Can't come up with the interception. You see, though, Stefanski is behind him.
So Eric Oak will attempt a 27-yard field goal, barring a fake. Oak knocks it off the Coke sign. And the lead is cut to 4 at 28-24. 12:36 now left to play in the game. But penalties, as you have pointed out all day long, Steve, really just killing UMass at big moments in drives.
Well, Mike, the two areas that we discussed earlier, turnovers and penalties, so far UMass has not coughed the football up, but penalty situation has been different. Continually shooting themselves in the foot, especially with the procedure penalty, a penalty which is just basically lack of concentration by those offensive linemen.
The scorecard was reflecting number 605. The intentional holder who is assuming it.
12 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in the game.
There's that offensive line, Mike, and that offensive coach is not asking him how classes are going.
You don't think?
No, I don't think. I said, you know, the count's on 1. Wait till 1 sound.
Eric Oak set to kick off for UMass. Our-line, back seat, and it goes right over his head on the bounce and through the end zone. BU will get it 1st and 10 on the 20.
End of the end zone. 1st and 10 on the 20 for BU.
Robert Doherty back out to run the offense.
Versus Colgate. Joint coach Joe Allen and the Livingston. They enter their first season in Hockey East. Next in order for the souvenir trip.
Stevenson and Lippy are wide to the near side. Dale is the single setback.
0-8-1-0.
Doherty fakes to Dale, is going to run it in the south, and Doherty gets it out to about the 22. before Ben Alpert is there amongst others on the
Doherty
stop.
with the carry. Making the stop for UMass, number 25, Roger Conwise.
Ben Albert's had a big game today, senior co-captain.
2nd and 7. Carnell Henderson comes back into the game for BU. Doherty to throw. Markers are down out here in the flat. Nearly a good catch by Stevenson on the high pass.
Incomplete. Flag in the field.
I think BU is going to have the procedure this time. You know, in the first couple weeks of the season, you can expect some penalties as far as the legal procedure. When you get in the 7th, 8th game of the season, though, those penalties should have been eliminated.
Illegal procedure foul on the fence. 6-minute line of scrimmage.
Because they have so many wide receivers, you see. He can only get 6 guys. Under 12 minutes now to play in the game. It's a 3rd and 7 for BU. Brown trying to get behind the UMass defense again. Doherty back to throw. Doherty scrambling. Doherty is going down. Brian Corcoran, you could have guessed it, there for the sack.
Brian Corcoran just being relentless in his rush. You'll see him coming from the top of your screen, around, holding on to Doherty. BU has also had a holding penalty, which UMass will decline, but Brian Corcoran getting the arm or the jersey of Robert Doherty and not letting go.
And so Breon Parker back deep, and you would think UMass is going to get this in good field position. Mike Morello back to receive the snap at about his 2-yard line.
Breon Parker back to receive.
Big rush by UMass. Morello gets it away. The kick bounces out of bounds at about the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. So UMass gets it in BU territory. They came close to blocking that one, Steve.
They did. Good call, good changeup. Go after that punter. You got him down deep. If you hurry him, he might get off a shank. You're guaranteed good field position.
Good block by Brennan there to hold that guy off.
1-0.
Brockington and Ngoli in the backfield behind McNeely. McNeely's rolling out, looking to throw. McNeely's going to run, tucks it under his arm, gets to maybe a yard pickup after a lot of motion. They're going to spot it on about the 39-yard line.
It's a nice play by John Schaefer. Again, we see those quarterbacks making plays on the ground.
Thomas wide to the near side. Burgoyne wide to the far side. Brockington and Ngoli behind McNeely. To give to the up back Brockington. He gets a couple, and I think we got a hold.
Either that or Brockington might have been just a little quick on his start.
Yep.
That, you know, again, Mike, in the 7th or 8th game of the season, these type of penalties drive coaches crazy. It's just a matter of concentration. And,
Illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard foul. Still 2nd down.
you'll see Brockington just a little premature start. Good call.
A little anxious to get the football. Make it 2nd and 13 now for UMass. Ball spotted just inside the 45-yard line.
I don't know if they've gone to the well too much with that quarterback draw, but certainly it's they've used a lot in there.
They did. You were right. The well was a little dry there as John Schaefer saw it coming.
Here we see this try to spread that defense out. Let their quarterback, who can run the ball pretty effectively, find find that opening, but BU's defense and John Schaefer are up to the challenge.
In the fourth quarter, Nebraska leads Colorado 24-7.
Neely straight drop this time.
Well, you brought it up earlier, Mike. These are not situations UMass's offense wants to be in. Third and 15 and making McNeely just drop back and pick up the first down by the air. It's not their offense. It's not their philosophy.
Mike Hodges talks it over with his quarterback as Justin Reamer is in to kick. John May is back at about the 11-yard line waiting for the punt. May's going to let it go, and that was a pretty good attempt, but goes through the end zone, so BU will get it first and 10 at the 20 with 10 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the game, and the Terriers of BU holding on to a 28-24 lead. BU looking to go 7-1 in the season, 5-1 in Yankee Conference play. UMass trying not to slip to 500 on the season. Justin Dale, the running back, behind Doherty. Stevenson. He slots to the near side. Doherty gives to Dale. Dale, little room, not much though. Maybe 2 or 3 up the middle.
Saw Mike Pedoni trapping. That time, Mike, the senior offensive tackle, one of the co-captains for BU. There's Julian Dales enjoying a big afternoon game, a couple touchdowns.
Before the snap, and then overthrows Stevenson out in the flat. They bring up a third down for BU. BU plays that no huddle offense, but it's really not a quick offense. They take their time out there, they just don't huddle.
Right. Well, when you have a senior quarterback like Doherty with all the experience, he just gets up and sees what he wants and calls it out. Audible's on the line of scrimmage.
That time with 6 on the play clock, Doherty. And again overthrows Manti this time out of the flat.
Great defense by UMass. Very disciplined, great coverage, good pressure, good discipline, not letting Doherty get out of the pocket. They get a well-deserved round of applause.
Have not allowed BU to have that many sustained drives here this afternoon. The problem with BU is they kill you with that big play. Great kick. Breon Parker takes it up at about the 39-yard line. A marker is down. Did you see? I did not see Parker call for a fair catch.
I did not either. If he waved for a fair catch, he did not put that right arm up. Well, you make the call.
He didn't call for a fair catch.
He didn't call for a fair catch. I don't know if the official thought he didn't get enough room to catch the ball.
There's some extended.
5-yard interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch. Here, first down.
You know, the opportunity to make a fair catch, first of all, you got to signal for a fair catch.
Oh, no, he never signaled.
I don't understand that one.
Me either. Here comes Alessio. Little running room to the outside. Alessio! Down to about the 42-yard line of BU before Chris Helen can bring him down.
We haven't seen UMass run this play, which really was so effective in the first half. An option. There, Alessio behind, blocking by Angolia. His wide receivers downfield trying to make blocks, breaks the tackle, picks up big yards, first down.
In the third quarter, Holy Cross 21,
Got an injury on the field, Don Hubbard, outside linebacker, senior.
Third quarter, Harvard 28, Dartmouth 6.
We'll see Alessio Angolia blocking on Hubbard, bottom of your screen.
Third quarter, Boston College 20, Army.
And I really can't see what happened. He got, obviously, you did not see where that second hit was going to come from.
The man out of Bethel, Connecticut is sitting up right now.
University of Massachusetts is likely to enjoy tailgate.
9 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the game. UMass has the ball, trailing 28-24. They have it in BU territory. First and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. For a complete rundown on the New England Patriots, tune into Eddie Andelman's Tuesday Night Football Show. It has interviews with the key players, analysis from the top sports writers, and much, much more. Watch it Tuesdays at 9 on Sports Channel. Andrew McNeely back out to his huddle, first and 10. Reed and Burgoyne go wide to the far side. Alessio deep in the eye behind Ngolia. The give to Ngolia, nothing doing. He is snuffed immediately by John Schaefer and Anthony Primavera.
Brady and Golia with the carry. Anthony Primavera, the 72.
BU Kim coming into this game and knowing that UMass can run the ball between the tackles, obviously have stacked that inside and are not going to give them the opportunity to run between the tackles, but outside they've been effective.
Second and 9. Golier again spins down to about the 36-yard line. Pickup of maybe 4 before Jose Condi was in on the stop.
Number 51, Jose Condi, defense for BU.
Andrew McNeely has to be happy, Mike. It's not 3rd and 14,
Right.
3rd and 4.
Third down and 3.
It just gives him so much more of that wristband to potentially call. Looks like there's a little trouble on the snap and the pitch, and then Alessio is knocked out of bounds for a loss. McNeely seemed to have trouble with the snap from center right at the very beginning there.
Yeah, we'll see. It's just a bad exchange. The pitch is behind Alessio, makes a great catch. But that pursuit by the BU defense.
It's 4th down.
And with 7:29 to go, UMass will have to kick it away again. Can't give this BU offense this many opportunities to move the ball. One club too many. And BU will get it first and 10 at the 20.
He should have gone for the 60-degree loft on that one, Mike.
Absolutely. 7:13 left to go here at Warren McGurk Alumni Stadium on the campus of the University of Massachusetts. The BU Terriers still in the hunt for a Yankee Conference title. UMass needing a win here this afternoon and some help from some other people if they're going to go to postseason play. Doherty to give to Julian Dale. Dale with some running room this time, eventually stacked up and pushed back after he got out to the 25-yard line. Brian Mooney with some help from his friends to push Dale back. Call it a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Quickly, we'll see the play, just man-on-man blocking. Quick drive play by Julian Dale. See how many guys it takes to bring him down. Good, strong running.
Doherty, the gift to Dale again, and Dale just bulls his way ahead to about the 31. Roger Cutlarts offered it up.
I think it's going to be very close. It is the first down, but Julian Dale, again, 245 pounds, taking on Roger Carlarts, who's the leading tackler for UMass, and is able to pick up, additional yardage.
Doherty gets up up to the line of scrimmage, then takes his time as he watches the play clock. Takes it down to about 5 seconds before the snap to give to Dale, and Dale just pulls his way out to about the 36-yard line with Silas Burke and Ken Bello hanging on.
I think Dan Allen's decided he doesn't want UMass to get additional chances on offense. Gone to strictly a running game. You see again Julian Dale. You cannot take this guy down with your arm tackling. You got to wrap him up and then, wait for help.
Dale, and I don't want to jinx the kid here, but Dale does a great job of keeping two hands on the football, too.
He does. He does. He really does protect the football.
Again, Doherty taking the play clock down to 2 this time. Wants to throw it. Plenty of time. Doherty airs it out, looking for Henderson, out of bounds.
Pass is intended for Grant Miller.
Again, that always surprised me, Mike. You're having success running the ball. You're in a situation where you're around 5 minutes left in the game with a 4-point lead. Why do you throw the ball deep? Looking for the home run, possibly.
Third down and 5 as the crowd gets behind the defense. Pressure on Doherty, and he throws it away. Ken Bello was all over Robert Doherty, and he had to get rid of it before he wanted to.
Robert Doherty is going to be a sore young man tomorrow morning. Again, when he releases and when a quarterback is most vulnerable, it's a big hit.
Breon Parker back at about his 29-yard line, waiting Morello's kick. High kick from Morello. Parker takes it at the 32, slips, and he'll go down at about the 34-yard line. Back and a chance with 5:07 to go in the game. 28-24 BU.
Hey, MCI customers. 20% is the discount you expect from MCI Friends and Family Basic, but the average savings on your bill is only 6%. We call that MCI math. When you look at your bill, the person you call has to be an MCI customer and in your circle, or you don't get 20%. Now, some true math from AT&T. 20% is what we promise, and 20% is what you get off your bill. That's AT&T True USA Savings. Spend $25 a month on AT&T long distance and save 20% on your AT&T calls to everyone in the USA anytime, guaranteed. Fact is, 2 out of 3 Friends and Family Basic or Prime-Time customers will save more with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. Switching's free, and you'll save 20% with AT&T True USA Savings. Call now.
You're true.
It's a 4-point game with 5 minutes to go, and the team that's down has got the ball. UMass has it 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. You might think that this is their last possession of the day.
I think the coaching staff from UMass kind of realized this is 4 down, type of drive for UMass. Especially with an offense that has trouble catching and playing that catch-up type of football.
McNeely's looking to throw it out here in the flat, incomplete. Looking for Kevin Burgoyne. Pablo Rodriguez, whose name we have called often this afternoon there on the coverage. 2nd and 10.
Seems like BU's made a great adjustment in the second half with that option. UMass has chosen to run it a couple times. Once for big yards, other times the BU's defense is snuffed them out.
Neely, quick out, and not a good throw there as Burgoyne was open for a moment.
UMass's philosophy is run the football, control the clock, grind out yardage. Going back and throwing the ball every down is not what they want to do and not what they do well. So obviously this drive is unfamiliar with UMass and something they don't want to get into. But again, it'll be a decision whether on fourth down you go for it or punt it.
3 for 14 on third down conversions today. This is the biggest one. McNeely rolls out. He's got protection. He's got him in. Stefanski out at midfield down to the 47-yard line. Finds the tight end.
And you don't.
McNeely does.
Great throw by Andrew McNeely. You'll see him drifting to his left, throwing across his body, throwing a perfect strike to the tight end who's run a crossing pattern about 12 yards. Big play.
UMass has had pretty good success when they've gone to the tight end today. First and 10. Up the middle, Ngolia gets it down to about the 42-yard line. A pickup of about 5. Andrew Brennan, the outside linebacker, in there on the stop.
We don't want to get ahead of ourselves too much, Mike, but they need a touchdown. You know, they're obviously now they're in four down territory. They have enough time to execute the offense they do best.
Pitch to Alessio, trying to turn it upfield. Does. Alessio, first down and more, down to about the 15-yard line. John May eventually took him out.
Again, this option, which has worked so well, McNeely just options that last man on the line of scrimmage, number 57, Schaefer. Alessio does the rest, gets his pitch, and runs hard, big yardage for UMass. You know, if this is a boxing match, Mike, you know, it'd be two big heavyweights just throwing and counter-punching, and now UMass has a golden opportunity to go up on them.
Ron Brockington.
Brockington up the middle. Gets it down to maybe the 12-yard line before Lex Thornton comes up from the strong safety spot to make the tackle.
Number 3, for VU. Second down and the 6 on the 12-yard line.
Second and 6 from the 12. Fumble on the snap, and McNeely falls on it, and then Marcus goes.
And again, I think we're going to see a legal procedure on UMass, their offensive line. We've seen mistakes by UMass today, which is not characteristic of a team that's played 7 or 8 games. We've had center quarterback exchange problems, procedure penalties. Not pick a worse time to penalize yourself than the last drive
On the offense, still
down in the
second
red
down.
zone.
Clock.
UMass, 65 yards. Again, I really don't see who jumped. The left side of the line again.
Second and 11. The pitch to Alessio. He's going to go back the other way. Alessio just able to turn the corner and dives it ahead. Let's see where they'll spot it. He's back to about the 10-yard line. That was all individual effort by Frank Alessio, because there was nothing there as he was coming our way.
We've seen so many players make plays today. Here's Frank Alessio making one. The pitch is kind of behind him. He stops. Great vision, knowing that he can get the outside. And again, it's all Frank Alessio.
Third and 4 now with the ball on the 10. The crowd at UMass comes to their feet. McNeely, markers are down, and again,
I think it's too much time, Mike. And if this is the case, delay of the game, that's got to drive a coach crazy. You know, it's hard enough to get those yards down that territory, let alone penalize yourself. Coach Hodges would be the first guy to admit these are unacceptable penalties. His offensive line is either, you know, jump before the snap, or now the quarterback has poor time management. Third and 9, ball out at the 16-yard line.
28-24, just over 2 minutes to go in the game. UMass trailing. McNeely, nothing doing on the quarterback draw. Met by the entire middle portion of the BU line. Padilla, Schaefer, Quentin Scott, all in on the stop.
We're going to see again a play which they've run a lot today. Quarterback draw. The BU runs a little game up front, kind of clogs things up in the middle. And again, you see Schaefer, Padilla, Scott all on in the tackle.
The UMass season may come down to this play. 1 minute, 40 seconds to go in the game. Brockington, the single setback. McNeely's going to throw, and he's hit. John Schaefer in there to nail McNeely as he tried to deliver the pass. He was looking for Darrell Thomas in the far corner of the end zone, and BU takes over.
If BU can make a first down and run the clock off and win this game, UMass is going to have the sickest feeling because they were not beaten by you. They beat themselves. We'll see McNeely coming back. Good pressure from Schaefer. Hitting him, yep, while he's delivering the football. Just no chance.
I would think we're going to see Julian Dale here.
I would think so.
There's a handoff to Julian right up the middle. Not much doing, but BU doesn't need a whole lot doing. UMass calling a timeout and getting it with 1:21 left on the clock.
UMass has one timeout left after calling their second timeout of the half. That means they can get the ball back. They're not going to have a lot of time, and again, with their offense, they're not really proficient at coming back and those type of situations. But again, Mike, this was not a team that was beaten. They beat themselves with their penalties, bad exchanges from the center. Things that over the first 2-3 weeks of training, you work those kinks out. So again, they're going to have a toughest way to lose is not when someone beats you. It's when you beat yourself, and UMass has that feeling, I'm sure.
It's been 24 years since Boston University won up here at UMass, and we talked with Dan Allen about that very subject before the game.
Okay, I don't know. Some teams play better in stadiums than others, and just so happens that we haven't won here in 24 years. That's something that we've discussed and talked about, and for whatever reason, 2 years ago we had an opportunity to win the football game, and something happened here. So this is Halloween weekend. Hopefully the spirits stay away, and we can get the win and make everyone proud that the past 24 years they haven't been able to win here, and that's something we're shooting for.
Give again to Julian Dale. Good for a couple as he gets it out to about the 17-yard line. UMass again stops the clock with a timeout. That was the final timeout for the Minutemen.
Final score, Nebraska 24, Colorado 7. Fourth quarter, Pittsburgh 45, Temple 19. Fourth quarter, Wisconsin 31, Michigan 19.
BU talks it over with their head coach, the Terriers, looking to move to 5-1 now in Yankee Conference play.
Fourth quarter, New Hampshire 10, Rhode Island 7. Fourth quarter, Delaware 42, Northeastern 14. Third quarter,
Here are the Yankee Conference standings. BU's game against New Hampshire, which we'll have here on Sports Channel in a couple of weeks. Could be the whole season for both parties.
BU's got 3rd and 8. UMass has no timeouts left. If BU elects to run the football, they can get down to about 30 seconds and punt the football. UMass obviously has a chance to block the punt. So the game is not over yet.
I'm not shocked if Doherty throws the ball.
I'm not either. Every time I say running, he throws it, so I'm being quiet, Mike.
Doherty fakes the handoff. Oh, nice play by the UMass defense as Brian Corcoran got in there quickly before Doherty had a chance to roll out and do anything. Drops him for a loss at about the 10.
Brian Corcoran's had a big game today. Again, he doesn't go for that fake.
And So Mike Morello will punt from the end zone. 47 seconds to go. Breon Parker's out at about the 47-yard line, waiting for Morello's kick. Snap is a good one. Morello gets it off. Short, high kick. Parker takes it on the run, is hit immediately, and UMass will get it at about the 35-yard line with 27 seconds to go in the game. They trail by 4. They need to get to the end zone.
And UMass is going to have 3 or 4 opportunities to throw the ball in the end zone.
Andrew McNeely trots back out to his huddle. UMass, no timeouts. Thomas wide to the near side. Burgoyne to the far side. McNeely looking. Oh, he had Thomas open and overthrew him. John May was behind Darrell Thomas if the ball had been there.
Thomas is their speed receiver for UMass. Running a deep out pattern. John May, you'll see, covering him, and as you said, Mike, he is open.
That clock comes in. Burgoyne goes out at the wide receiver spot. Darrell Thomas stays in. McNeely back to throw again, looking Thomas's way. Thomas is wide open. Oh!
Thomas was wide open. You'll see Thomas, who's the outside receiver on the bottom of your screen, just runs a straight fly pattern, and McNeely doesn't throw the ball quick enough. Plus, he throws it out of bounds. And Andrew wishes he had that opportunity back.
3rd down and 10. McNeely back to throw again. Looking for Thomas again. Incomplete down at the 2-yard line.
Well, I think it's pretty safe that they're going to go to Thomas this time, too. 3 times in a row trying to pick up Thomas. A couple times he had run good patterns and was open.
The play comes in from the sidelines for Andrew McNeely. 4th down and 10. 8 seconds on the clock. McNeely avoids pressure with plenty of time, looking, throwing deep to the end zone. Knocked away. Lex Thornton, I believe, knocking away the last-ditch effort from UMass. The gun will sound, and for the first time in 24 years, the Terriers of Boston University have come to UMass and won a football game. Dan Allen looking for his counterpart and finds him. Mike Hodges. VU now 7-1 in the season, 5-1 in the Yankee Conference. Wins it here this afternoon, 28-24.
With so many different kinds of exercise equipment, why do over 3 million people choose Nordic Trek? Because it delivers the results others can't match.
The Nordic Trek cross-country ski machine burns more calories than other exercisers, up to 1,100 per hour.
After only 12 weeks of training, the Nordic Track produced a decrease in body fat.
The Nordic Track lowers blood pressure up to 12% in just 12 weeks without medication.
In a different study, cholesterol levels were lowered
In
substantially.
comparative test, Nordic Track produced a 51% more efficient cardiovascular
Nordic Track gives more of a workout in less time and is easier on the body.
Experts agree, Nordic Trek is the best aerobic exercise around. Only Nordic Trek can say that, because only Nordic Trek has the research to prove it.
If you're going to invest your time and money in an exerciser, invest in the best, Nordic Trek. 2 major consumer publications rate 4 Nordic Trek models the best. Do your own research. Start by calling for our free video and brochure.
The sports world is talking on New Sport Talk. Compelling, conversational, controversial.
I think the great issue that's going to be developed here is that this icon is facing the death penalty.
discussing the latest and hottest topics in sports.
If you didn't enjoy those games, you're never going to enjoy soccer.
What'll they say tonight? Find out on New Sport Talk. Sunday through Thursday, 9 Eastern on New Sport. New Sport is your stop for sports news. Can't catch all the games? Tune in to New Sport day or night for news and information. No time to burn? Follow your favorite teams with the Score Box. Continuous scores and stats of all the sporting events. Want more than just numbers? The New Sport Update is the top-of-the-hour 2-minute sportscast with highlights and the latest stories. Turn to New Sport throughout the day for breaking news. Use New Sport at night for scores and more. New Sport. Sports news and scores all the time.
The Boston University Terriers have been able to do what no one's done for a long time in a BU uniform, and that's come to UMass and win. 28-24 our final score here today as BU continues to hold on to its national ranking. Our GMAC player of the game, Carnell Henderson. We're going to see one of his big receptions of the day here, Steve.
Carnell takes a short crossing pattern and turns this short ball into a touchdown. We'll see bad tackling by UMass, the secondary, but great effort by Carnell.
Right there, he gets out of that sandwich, and then he is off to the races. And BU's explosive one-play offense got them a lot today. 28-24, our final score. We'll be back with some final thoughts in just a minute.
Now you can drive a ball longer and straighter than you ever dreamed with the finest driver that has ever been built, the Javelin Blue. The key to the power in every Javelin Blue is in its high-tech graphite shaft. Javelin Blue engineers have developed a unique new golf club that gives you the whip-like power of graphite with the feel and control of steel. Imagine a club that can add 15 or 20 yards to every drive. Imagine a club that consistently puts you in the fairway and can save you strokes.
Take it from me. I don't endorse anything I don't use or believe in. I never have, and I never will.
The secret is in the Javelin Blue's ability to combine the accuracy of steel with the power of graphite. This means longer and straighter drives. Unlike most mass-produced clubs, every Javelin Blue is custom fit to you. By answering a few questions about your golf game, our technicians will engineer a driver for you, but only through this exclusive TV offer.
A professional golfer wouldn't dream of using a club that wasn't fit to his game. So why not think like a pro and get a customized driver in your bag? Now here's how you can order your Javelin Blue.
Have your credit card ready and call our toll-free number for your custom-fit Javelin Blue. Or send your check made payable to Javelin Blue to the address on the screen. If you order today, you'll receive absolutely free tips for successful driving with valuable, easy-to-follow instructions on hitting the ball longer and straighter. Plus a specially designed Javelin Blue head cover. The total package would cost $250. But if you place your order right now, you'll receive everything for only $199.95 plus shipping and handling. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Call now and start hitting like a pro.
(28-24), once again our final score. Let's take a quick look at the final numbers from this afternoon's game. And really not a whole lot to choose from there. Time of possession pretty close. It's a close game.
It was a close game, and it was a game filled with a lot of individual stars who made a lot of plays throughout the course of the afternoon. Unfortunately for UMass, their own mistakes killed them, and a game that should be decided one way or the other is unfortunate for UMass.
All right, next week on Sports Channel, we'll be back at BU's Nickerson Field when the Terriers play host to the Connecticut Huskies. That action begins at 1. That's next Saturday here on Sports Channel. Join Mike Lynch and my partner Steve Nelson for that one. Here's a look at what's coming up next on Sports Channel. It's CCHA Digest. So that'll be coming your way next, and then at 6:30, don't forget, more college football. Washington State against Cal, and then at 11 o'clock tonight, Duke and Florida State will go at it. So once again, for a final time, the final score, BU 28 and UMass 24. For my partner Steve Nelson, I'm Mike Gorman. Thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend, everybody. New England College Football on Sports Channel has been brought to you by GMAC Smart Lease, the expressway home. And by by 9X, which introduces new Centrex Plus, the affordable phone system designed just for small business.
This is a New Sport Update.
Well, good night, Wally Langfellow with this News Sport Update. Coming into the weekend, the best game in college football was supposed to be Colorado at Nebraska. Instead, it turns into a rout. Well, that Corey Schlesinger got the scoring started for the Cornhuskers in the first quarter with this 14-yard run. Nebraska defense does the rest by shutting down the Colorado offense. Nebraska wins 24-7 to stake their claim for the #1 ranking. Of course, those folks in Happy Valley believe that Penn State should stay on top. And after embarrassing Ohio State today, it's hard to argue with that. As he's done all year long, running back Tajana Carter led the way for the Nittany Lions. His touchdown runs of 21 and 36 yards, and that was just in the first half. He adds another in the second half as Penn State walks on the Buckeyes 63-14. At the Stockholm Open, Boris Becker has broken a 4-match losing streak to Pete Sampras. Becker takes care of the world's top-ranked player in straight sets to move into the championship. If he defeats Goran Ivanisevic in Sunday's final, Becker will claim his 4th Stockholm title. With the NBA's regular season about to begin, Clifford Rozier has finally signed with the Golden State Warriors. No financial terms have been announced for the 16th pick, who agreed to a 4-year deal. Last season for Louisville, Rozier averaged 18 points and 11 rebounds per game. News Sport is the Sports News Channel. I'm Wally Langfellow.
When is a stamp not just a stamp?
When it's the Wild West.
Round up new Legends of the West stamps at your post office and hang on to them or call for our free catalog. When is a stamp not just a stamp?
When it makes a big splash, dude. Whoa!
Find a dry place for new Wonders of the Sea stamps. They're at your post office or call for our free catalog.
News Sport, your source for 24-hour sports news and information. News Sport.
This week's Sportraits features Russian gymnast Olga Korbut, whose smile charmed the world in 1972. And Captain Mark Phillips, one of Britain's leading three-day eventers.
If you've been running for years,
If you've just started running,
even if you've been thinking about running, Runner's World, the world's #1 running magazine, can help you enjoy running and keep you running so you'll look and feel terrific.
Runner's World will help you lose weight fast.
And show you the foods that can boost your energy.
You'll learn secrets for building speed and stamina from top runners and their coaches.
Plus, sports medicine breakthroughs and easy stretches that help prevent injury.
You can get into fantastic shape with just 20 minutes of running 3 times a week.
Call now and receive a free issue of Runner's World.
As a special TV bonus, you'll also receive our exclusive guide, 250 everyday health tips for runners, and a personal training log free.
If you're not thrilled with your first issue, simply cancel and owe nothing. If you love Runner's World, you'll receive a full year, 12 issues in all, plus your free tips book and training log for just 3 easy payments of $5.99. That's 49% off the cover price.
Call 1-800-641-3131. 1-800-641-3131.
Munich, 1972, the Olympic Games. Olga Korbut, an unknown 17-year-old Soviet gymnast, captures the hearts of millions around the world with her smile.
Я всегда знала, что я, в общем-то, гимнастка.
I always knew that I was #1 gymnast, because winning isn't essential. It simply isn't in my rule book. I saw the eyes of the audience. Mankind was created, you know, not to come first in everything, but to leave something of himself behind him. And in my case, I think that I have made some small contribution, as it were, to world sport.
Olga's contribution to her sport is immeasurable. Her 72 performance inspired young girls worldwide to take up gymnastics. Today, Olga is 33. She is on the periphery of her sport as an administrator with a regional Soviet sports committee. Olga works in Minsk, where she lives with her husband and son. Olga retired from international competition in 1976. Adjustment to life after competitive sport has not been easy.
After I left the arena, everything happened quickly. I got married and our son Richard was born. But it was such a passive life that I didn't know what to do with myself. I had strong maternal instincts, as they say, and it was thanks to that somehow or other I got used to the situation. But it's something I simply can't convey in words. It's still a traumatic thing to happen in the life of any sportsman. I find it very difficult to convey what a sportsman feels like when he leaves big-time sport, because I really went through a tough time. I'm actually now preparing to write about some of those things, a book maybe, so that people can think about and perhaps solve something that's a big problem and hits you hard, a problem of life itself. But I have to thank my husband for the fact that sometime after I left big-time sport, he helped me make a smooth transition, so to speak, back to real life and start afresh.
Olga and her family live in an apartment in downtown Minsk. Her husband, Leonid Barkyevich, is a popular folk singer from the Belarusian region. Her son, Richard, is 9. Like many Soviet athletes, Olga started training at a young age, attending a special sports school in her hometown of Grodno. Her small size was quickly recognized as an asset.
I decided to become a gymnast, and a good one, the first time I went into a gymnasium.
Reynold Knish became her coach and mentor, but their training sessions were often a battle of words and wills.
When I was training, there were times when working with me was easy, and times when it was not so easy. I don't think it's a bad thing in someone if they want to argue. After all, it's only by arguing that you arrive at the truth. Talented people always argue.
To perfect a routine, Olga and Knish often spent over 3 hours on one movement.
To perform an element perfectly, in other words, so perfectly that the audience is enraptured by the beautiful flight, takes a lot of hard work. You can work on every element in different ways. There are elements which are purely technical, and there are others which require suppleness, on which you have to work every day for the whole of your sporting life.
Olga's enthusiastic smile did not come naturally. That was a calculated part of her routine.
I could tell you a bit about how I did that. In fact, I didn't like doing it either, but my coach used to shut me up by myself for a couple of hours in front of a mirror and make me smile until I actually liked myself. Then he used to come and take a look at me, and if he liked what he saw, he would let me go. Of course, I was happy that I had put the finishing touches to my training.
Do you forget everything if you don't write it down? Well, you need MemoMate, the new electronic notepad that's as fast as you speak.
Don't forget your 2 o'clock appointment.
And it never forgets.
Don't forget your 2 o'clock appointment.
New microchip technology makes MemoMate smaller than a business card and featherweight.
Honey, don't forget to pick up the kids at 4.
It's great for busy schedules, too.
Don't forget to pick up the kids at 4.
Put it on your key ring and you'll remember everything.
Blue section, row 15.
You can use it to remember where you parked.
Blue section, row 15.
Or use it to remember directions.
Right on Oak Street.
You need a MemoMate.
Right on Oak Street, left on...
This microchip technology could cost you $199. But now, get MemoMate for just $19.95. So don't forget, call now. Don't forget, call now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-645-6400. The incredible MemoMate is just $19.95. Call now 1-800-645-6400.
I was never thought of in my own country as a floor exercise gymnast. I was never even among the top 3 in that type of competition. So everyone was flabbergasted when I got the gold medal in Munich. There's even a film showing Turisheva crying because she was standing in 2nd place on the victory stand. It happened because I really felt free to do as I wished. And before I went out into the arena, my coach never used to tell me what to do. All he used to say in English was smile. What I would say simply is that I love the audience. I wanted to give myself to them completely. And probably that's why they responded in kind.
At the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich, Olga won 2 individual golds. In the competition for the all-around title, Olga was in 3rd place, going on to the asymmetrical bars, just off the lead. But her performance on the bars was a disaster.
After I fell on the bars at the 1972 Olympics, I didn't think about anything at all. I knew that I still had to perform on one more piece of apparatus, the beam. I concentrated my mind and I got 9.9 points, and it was only after that that I began to cry. As far as I can remember now, I felt that the audience were disappointed, and that's why I cried. Not because I didn't get the big gold medal. But as it turned out, in the presentation, I got the top audience medal. That for me was the most important thing.
You're learning to speak English. What can you say to me in English? Can you say something?
Thank you very much.
After the Olympics, Olga joined the Soviet team on exhibition tours abroad. She was ranked 2nd behind teammate Lyudmila Turisheva, yet it was Olga who was more popular with the crowds.
Yes, I'm more popular in the United States than here at home in the Soviet Union. And not only in the United States, but abroad in general. But I console myself with the fact that American audiences are more heartfelt in their expression than ours. So I don't let that bother me. Anyway, as my husband says, God's no dummy. He sees everything.
Муж говорит, Бог не фраер, он всегда видит.
The most interesting place here is...
When not on tour or training, Olga studied English and Russian history at school.
London is the capital of Great Britain.
For the convenience of her training schedule, she moved next door to Knish and his family. Despite the intensity of her training, Olga was unable to beat Teresheva, taking silver in the following European and World Championships. The strains of the tours had taken their toll.
Ну, то есть буквально меня атаковали.
I was literally overbooked by Western managers. It wasn't that I wasn't ready for the tours. I was just emotionally wasted, and I couldn't go into the arena without my smile.
Без улыбки я не могла.
And at the 1976 Olympics, Teresheva was not the only one to overshadow Olga. In Montreal, the Romanian Nadia Comaneci emerged as a new star. Olga claimed she was tired and forced to compete.
В каком смысле? Я не хотела выступать.
In some ways, I didn't want to perform at the 1976 Olympics, because by then I was tired of gymnastics. I was so tired that I didn't even want to go into the arena, although by then they were making me a leader. There's a paradox for you. In 1972, when I should have been the leader, they didn't make me one. But in 1976, when I shouldn't have been a leader, they did.
После вторых Олимпийских игр.
After the second Olympic Games, yes, I was emotionally worn out. I couldn't smile from my heart, and I couldn't force a smile either.
А от души уже не могла.
Olga retired from gymnastics in 1976. After she married, she moved to Minsk. For 6 years, Olga did not work, and she's still searching for a fulfilling job. Her work as a gymnastics administrator for the National Sports Committee does not satisfy her.
Ну и хочу добавить, в общем-то, что работа...
I'd like to say that administrative work doesn't suit me, and it's possible that in the near future I'll find a more interesting job, because work does in fact shape your emotional outlook on life.
Living with the burden of her past is still a struggle, especially as Olga continues to search for a more fulfilling future.
It's not for me to say how I would like to be remembered. I would rather hear how I have been remembered and how people will remember me in the future.
I can take care of myself in the ring, but in my car, I've got to protect a lot more than just my pretty face. Like George, 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 and George. That's why I trust my brakes to Meineke. They're experts, so I get high quality service at a low price. Heck, with all these Georges, I can for food.
Now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Can your radio do this? Only one radio gives you stereo sound this big, yet it's small enough to fit almost anywhere. The incredible new Wave radio from Bose. Press the remote control and hear sound like you've never heard from a radio before. Big, rich sound that really fills the room. You hear music the way it was meant to be heard. Clear, full, incredibly lifelike. You've got to hear the Wave radio to believe it, but it's only available from Bose, the most respected name in audio. Call our toll-free number. We'll send you a free information kit about the Wave radio. You'll learn how we make such big stereo sound come from a radio this small. Call for more information about the Bose Wave radio. It'll make a difference in the way you listen to music. A big difference.
Captain Mark Phillips is one of the leading competitors in the grueling sport of three-day eventing. Married to Great Britain's Princess Anne, they both share a keen interest in horses. Captain Phillips' successful equestrian career included a gold medal on the 1972 Olympic team. He's won Britain's prestigious badminton event 4 times.
Badminton is the biggest three-day event in the world, and it really becomes the individual championship of the world every year. It's always sort of been a very special event to me, as it is to all the other competitors, and obviously I've been very happy with the number of times that I managed to win it.
Here at his country estate, Gatkin Park, he trains a professional stable of three-day event horses and their riders.
For an event horse, you need really a jack of all trades. And it's particularly difficult to find a good event horse because in the dressage you want a horse that's quiet and calm and obedient. But the same horse has got to be fit enough and brave enough to gallop and the next day around the cross country, take on all the big fences, and yet still on the third day of show jumping be careful enough not to want to touch a pole and jump the coloured fences like a show jumper. And all three are really a contradiction in terms. If they don't enjoy that and they don't allow you to ride them in either of those phases, then really it's a waste of time. It doesn't matter how talented they are. So it's partly having the athlete in the first instance, but it's also having the horse that's then rideable and that enjoys doing the various phases.
Many top riders learn to ride at a very young age. Captain Phillips acquired his first pony when he was just 18 months old. He started to compete when he joined the Beaufort Pony Club, but Mark Phillips seriously began to develop his equestrian skills when he worked with trainer Bertie Devon.
When I went to Bertie, I thought I could ride, and but he very quickly proved to me just how limited my skills were in terms of a rider and in terms of what I needed to do to be successful in adult competition. And those initial months that I spent with him really became the formative years or the formative period of everything that I was going to do in those later years.
As a cadet at Sandhurst Military Academy and later as a commissioned Army officer, Captain Phillips continued to ride competitively. His win here at Badminton on Great Ovation in 1971 marked his first major international victory.
I mean, the sport is a dangerous sport in that if you're travelling on half a ton of horse at 25 miles an hour over 4 foot of fixed timber, if you make a mistake, something's got to give, and it's not the timber. And so you end up having a fall, and by and large, you're unlucky to have a serious injury by just falling off. Normally the bad ones are when the horses come over on top of it. But the skill of the competitor is going as fast as you safely can on the cross country. The horse's temperament is key, but you can't make a horse enjoy the sport. You can give it confidence, and so it can enjoy it more, but you can't make it enjoy it. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't want to do it, there's nothing that we can do as mere humans to make half a ton of horse do something it doesn't want to do. Now, as a rider, we're very dependent on the horse. I mean, we're only as good as our horse. And therefore, in order to compete at the top level, you're very reliant on having a top quality horse to ride. And so you develop a great partnership with the horse so that you appreciate the horse just as much as the horse can appreciate you, and you give each other confidence to do everything that's got to be done.
One of his great partnerships was with Columbus at the 1974 World Championships. On the second day of competition, they were in the lead, but then things went wrong.
Turning away from the second last fence in the cross country, I suddenly felt him go a bit funny on one of his back legs, and I jumped the last fence and finished, and saw that he'd slipped the tendon off the back of his hop. But to come that close to a world championship, and because of that injury, not be able to compete on the third day was frustrating to say the least. Certainly the biggest disappointment I've had in sport.
If you ever owned a home, you know it. Old windows can be a real pain.
sticky, leaking, impossible to clean. And the biggest pain of all is paying your heating and cooling bills. But it doesn't have to be that way, because right now you can save money on new energy-efficient windows from Sears. This offer ends soon, so call right now for a free in-home estimate and put a lock on 1994 prices. And find out how easy it can be to beautify and insulate your home with windows that virtually eliminate air leaks. Windows that reflect heat and ultraviolet rays to help prevent energy loss. Windows that slide up with ease, built in for easy cleaning, and never need painting. Premium windows from Sears are custom sized before they reach your home, so installation's a snap in any season. Don't keep wasting energy on those old panes.
Did you get it open?
Yeah, I got it open. Call right now for a free in-home estimate and save on beautiful new windows from Sears.
As a member of the royal family, Captain Phillips often attends official engagements, some sporting like this celebrity shoot at Glen Eagles in Scotland. Not only have Mark and the Princess Royal competed against each other, but in 1976, both were members of the British Olympic equestrian team. Captain Phillips was a reserve rider. After the Olympics, he switched to show jumping.
I thoroughly enjoyed my time show jumping, and I think technically it was also a great help to me when I came back to the sport of 3D eventing later on, because jumping those big fences, there's no margin for error at all. You've got to be very accurate and very positive in your approach to the fence.
By 1981, Captain Phillips was back competing at three-day eventing. He rode Lincoln at badminton, winning the event for the 4th time. Despite these successes, his riding career has been hampered by a series of injuries to his horses. Captain Phillips and Princess Anne live at Gatcombe Park with their 2 children. He retired from the Army in 1978 and since then has run the estate and its farm.
That's right, that's lovely, yeah.
In 1979, Range Rover began to finance a team of horses to be trained by Captain Phillips, making him the first member of the royal family to receive corporate sponsorship.
Keep the hand still. Keep the hand still. Don't get soaring. It's a nice trot. And keep doing a figure of 8 so we go on both reins. I think you've got to train yourself to be a teacher in the same way you've got to train yourself to be a rider or anything else in this world. I'm a much better teacher now than when I first started 5, 6 or 7 years ago. Now start on the left rein, so you give yourself a chance to get the canter established before we start. Because if you haven't got it established on the left rein, you've got no chance in the counter-canter. I've learnt, some of the things that have worked and some of the things that have failed, some of the ways of being able to get through to people, to help them to understand things. And if you keep learning from your experiences all the time, you should in the end become reasonable at whatever it is you're trying to do.
His newest project is an equestrian center at Glen Eagles Hotel. It's a major financial investment that he shares with the owners of the hotel, the Guinness Corporation.
Well, I've opened an equestrian center at Glen Eagles Hotel this year. And that's really come as a result of a couple of years planning and preparation. Now, the staff in the centre and the horses in the centre are all funded by myself. The hotel built it, but everything that moves in there is my responsibility in terms of funding. And yes, it's cost a lot of money to get the operation started up. Therefore, we mustn't do anything with a hand at all to stop that free forward movement. More on one side than the other. You can then bring him up. It's an area that I'm obviously very interested in through my teaching in various parts of the world. And now I've got a centre of my very own, if you like, here in the UK, which I can teach there, and people from overseas can come to it, and no, I'm excited about the future. I think it's a fantastic facility, and the future looks because I'm finding it harder and harder to achieve the very high standards that are required to be successful internationally today. And I think rather than slip down the ladder and eventually fall off the bottom, I want to go out of the top level before that happens.
This year, following his participation at the Olympics in Seoul, Captain Phillips announced his retirement from international competition. Next week's Sportraits features the great white shark, Greg Norman, and Giacomo Agostini, the greatest motorcyclist of all time.
I used to think it would take me years to learn the techniques of master woodworkers, until I got my hands on The Art of Woodworking from Time Life Books. These spiral-bound volumes bring you a lifetime of woodworking wisdom with safe, practical, step-by-step advice from expert woodworkers, from how to select and finish wood to the secrets of perfect joinery and how to build dozens of time-saving jigs.
Call this toll-free number to order cabinet making, now specially priced at just $9.99. Use your credit card and receive this free bonus video, Shop Secrets from Master Craftsmen. Future woodworking volumes will arrive once about every month at the regular price of $19.99. Keep only those you want. Cancel any time. Keep the free video no matter what.
The Art of Woodworking gives you the confidence to tackle any project and the how-to advice to complete it with results you'll be proud of.
Call 1-800-841-7878 to order cabinet making, now specially priced at just $9.99. Use your credit card and receive a free Shop Secrets video. Call now.
These days, even old George is watching every dollar. And you know how I like these. That's why I like Meineke so much. At Meineke, I get fast, high-quality service. And I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler. Besides, they always have such great snacks around.
Mr. Foreman, that was our lunch.
Now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Prior to that time reviews, the Gridiron Wars National Football League style, plus we examine where hockey is and where it's going. What kind of a season are we looking at? Don't forget, News Sport Talk, Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Our planet's rainforests are burning. 96,000 acres are burned every day. For the future of our planet and for future generations, support Rainforest Rescue to help stop the destruction. It's time to stop the burning.
News Sport, your source for 24-hour sports news and information. News Sport.
Boxing Illustrated brings you the best of the best. Having always felt that if I had my life to do over, I'd do it all over this show. We're going to do it all over again with two of the great interviews we've had that we've gotten the most letters on. One with Ross Greenberg of HBO, and the other with Al Cerdo, the outspoken manager and trainer of Buddy McGirt. I think they wear as well now as they did originally. Watch. The Week in Review. Tom Boom Boom Johnson defended his IBF featherweight championship by winning a unanimous decision over Francisco Segura.
Sleep well tonight.
Get back, we'll keep it clean.
Segura with some bounce for the final 15.
October 24th on Prime in a 10-round lightweight bout, John Scully won a unanimous decision over Art Bayless.
Regularly, or you're going to lose it. You can't take a year off when you're 32 years old.
Bayless still moving forward, still fighting hard, still throwing the jab out, but again, still running into shots. And Bayless with a good right hand, good countering right hand by Hart. He wants Scully to stand in one spot. Scully won't do it. And there's the bell. That's the end of the round.
In an 8-round super middleweight fight, Charles Brewer KO'd Terry C. in 33 seconds of the second round.
Ringside here at
the Fox Theater in Foxwoods in Connecticut. And Brewer opening up now. It's a
beautiful left hook to the body, absolute cracker.
Down he goes from body punch to the I mean to tell you, Terry Say is hurt.
He's not getting
really sucking air.
No
That's
way
just
he's
about
going.
it.
No, he's not going on. That was a beautiful shot, just right into the floating rib, and the fight's over.
And in the WBC International Junior Middleweight Championship, whatever that is, Bronco McCart stopped Engels Pedrosa by a TKO in the 7th round.
Pedrosa getting basically about a 20 count.
He needs more time, but he's badly hurt. He's not going to get over this. The referee should be
They're asking him to stop the fight in Pedrosa's corner, and that's exactly what referee Lawrence Cole has done. The fight is over, and Bronco McCart is the winner by knockout.
Upcoming bouts on October 26th and 10-round heavyweight bout, Alex Zolkin versus Mike the Bounty Hunter, USBA Welterweight Championship, Anthony Stevens and James Hughes. On the 28th, in some for slugging a championship fight, Frank Savannah versus Chad Parker. Then in a 10-round junior lightweight fight, Fernando Rodriguez, Harold Warren. On the 29th, for WBC Lightweight Championship, Gonzalez versus something that sounds like Jabanowski. The WBA Cruiserweight title, Orlin Norris, Sergey Kobasev. The WBA Lightweight title, Nazarov versus Joey Gamache. IBF WBA Heavyweight Championship fight, Michael Moore and George Foreman. The IBO Cruiserweight Championship, Adolfo Washington, Isaac Wary. Great October fights in history. On October 7th, 1932, Benny Leonard, in his very last fight, fought Jimmy McLarnin in the Garden.
The 1800 in the striped trunks has had 21 years in the fight game and is having his troubles with the up-and-coming McLarnin. In round 3, McLarnin is still pressing, unawed by the reputation of the man who has never lost a fight in the lightweight division. McLarnin lands a right-left combination that floors Leonard. The crowd is stunned as they watch Leonard on his knees, desperately trying to clear his head. Referee Arthur Donovan wipes his gloves as McLarnin rushes in again. McLarnin misses with 4 haymaker punches as Leonard ducks away.
On October 25th, 1990, in a bout called The Moment of Truth, James Buster Douglas defends his heavyweight title against Evander the Real Deal Holyfield.
Whether people can consider me a winner or failure. He knew that was his night. Going into that ring, he knew that was the night Evander Holyfield was going to become heavyweight champion of the world. He was not going to be denied.
On October 30th, 1974, in the rumble in the jungle in Zaire, George Foreman defends his heavyweight championship against Muhammad Ali.
Foreman is in trouble. A jolting right staggers George, and he goes crashing to the canvas. George courageously tries to rise, but it's all over. In slow motion, Ali has Foreman cornered and lands that punching right that rocks the champion. Muhammad Ali scores an 8th-round knockout of George Foreman and becomes only the second man to regain the heavyweight crown.
And now, by unpopular request, I sing Happy Birthday to You to Al McCoy, the first southpaw left-handed champion in boxing history. October 24th, 1894, Ted Kid Lewis, the great welterweight champion. On October 25th, 1958, Greg Page